my name is Sudhir Dai of Integrated Health, and in this video I'd like to show you how to get up from sitting to standing and then how to sit down from standing to sitting. So I'm going to start off by showing you a side profile. I'm sitting on any standard dining room chair, and just so you know from the start that the lower the height of the chair, the more challenging this exercise, and the higher the height of the chair, the more easier the exercise. So of course you'll have to adapt according to your challenge or effort level and see how it goes. So I'm going to start with the chair facing sideways, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to shuffle my bottom forward and I'm going to sit towards the front of the chair. So first thing you notice, my sit bones are comfortably on the edge of the chair. I'm neither rounded in my spine nor am I overarched. I'm just in a comfortable neutral position. And the movement we want to do is we want to go from sitting to standing, and then from standing all the way to sitting. So I'm going to go through that slowly and break it down and talk to you about some key errors that are often made. So let me show you a good example, and then I'll show you some movements that are a bit problematic and cause issues. So when we stand up and I sit down, nice, smooth and controlled. So a couple of errors and mistakes people commonly tend to make. Firstly, people use momentum. So you'll notice you'll rock back and then you hoik yourself forward and sit back with momentum. So that's the first error, is rocking backwards to give yourself momentum to come forward. So avoid doing that. The second error is too much hinging or forward folding of your trunk so that your chest is almost touching the front of your thigh. This is incorrect. And it would look something like this, where you go forward and then you sit up. And then when you come down and then sit down. That is incorrect. So also try to avoid doing that. And the third common mistake is the position of the feet, or how your knees travel forward. So what some people tend to do is that as they come forward, they take their kneecaps and they travel it forward in space so it goes over your laces of your shoes, so to speak, if you're wearing shoes. So imagine you were wearing shoes and they had laces. You didn't really want your knees to travel that far forward that it covers all your laces. So the error would look something like that and then that. And on the way down, it would be something like a ballet plie and then a sit down. If I were to combine all those three common errors together, it will be momentum, excessive trunk leaning, shifting my kneecaps forward and then standing up. And on the way down, it would be there, shifting my knees forward and then sitting backwards. So let me just go through what a good example looks like so you have it as reference, okay? Just leaning forward slightly, really focusing on pushing energy through the heels and the back body, calves, hamstring, glutes, and then standing up. And when you sit down, be brave and courageous, fold in your hips, stick your bottom back. Many people are scared to stick their bottom back. Keep controlling, this becomes a challenge bit, and then slowly lower down. Let's do that one more time. Lean forward, pressure through the legs, come in sitting to standing, and then as you come down, fold in the hips, stick your bottom back, weight through the heels, and sit down with control. Great, I'm now going to show you that from the front. And common errors that tend to happen when we go from this angle is that the feet either go into duck, as I call it, or into pigeon, so rolling in or rolling out. So we'd like for this exercise the feet to be parallel like train tracks and about a hip width apart. The next common mistake in this area is one of knees rolling excessively inwards to kiss each other, or knees rolling excessively outwards. We'd like them to stay stacked and tracked over your second and third toe. And the third common area is possibly doing unnecessary excessive leaning or side bending of the trunk. So what a good movement or execution of the movement looks like from this angle is just a sitting to standing movement, and then slowly coming down with control. How the errors would look is as you're about to stand up, the knees come together, you drop and roll through the arches, you excessively lean forward, and then as you come up, you may correct that or not, depending on what you do. And on the way down, you may roll the knees in again, drop your arches, lean forward, and do that. So from this angle, what we really like to see is knees over second toes, trunk nicely stacked evenly over both legs. We come up and then we sit down. The reason this movement is really important is it's such a functional part of our everyday life. We use it in everyday life. It's really useful because it becomes also an easy tool to retrain and add in harder and more progressive exercises. So I really encourage you to practice this movement, and with thought, form, posture and correct technique, so that you end up using the correct musculature, your bottom, thighs and legs. Thank you.